Today's video is about what's simplifying in math. When we go to Algebra 1, we always see something like simplifying the following algebraic expressions. Why do we do simplifying in math? Basically, it's about the final answer rules. We call it simplifying. We want all the people all around the world, when they're working on the same problem, we want the answer, the final answer are the same. So people created a final answer rule in math. Number 1, no parentheses and like terms unless they ask you to factor in a polynomial, and so on. No parentheses. How we get rid of parentheses? We learn in Algebra 1 distributive property, and also we learn the FOIL. So we use distributive property and FOIL to get rid of parentheses. For example, if we have 2x then x minus 3, we do distributive property, you will get the 2x squared minus 6x. You see the parenthesis is gone. For the FOIL, you know the x minus 3, then it's x plus 4. We learn like this way, so that you can get the x squared plus 4x minus 3x minus 12. Combine like terms. You see, you get rid of the parentheses. How you make sure your final answer no like terms? Remember, we learn like combining like terms. For combining like terms, remember we have like 3x minus 4x squared plus 7x minus x squared. You will get the like terms like these two. So you get the negative 5x squared, and these two, you will get the plus 10x. This is the rule number 1. Now for number 2, for fractions, as a final answer, a must be reduced fraction. For example, if we have 2 over 4, we reduce into 1 over 2. Number 2, negative sign cannot be in the denominator when denominator is a monomial. For example, if we have 3 over negative 2, it's not the final answer. You have to, either you put a negative sign to the top like this, or you can do like a negative before the division line, negative 3 over 2. Make sure this is a monomial. So if we have like 4 over negative 7x, you change into negative 4 over 7x. But when you have this, here's a 4, negative 7 plus x. This negative 7 plus x is not a monomial, so this will be okay. You can also, using this part, divide by negative 1, everything you get the negative 4, 7 minus x. Or you can write down like 4 over x minus 7. You know, any of these three can be the final answer. So remember the keywords, monomial. Then the negative sign cannot be in the denominator. For fraction, we have another rule, no square root or nth root in the denominator. For example, if we have 1 over square root of 2, you need to change into square root of 2 times the square root of 2, 1 times the square root of 2, so that you can get the square root of 2 over 2. But normally, just remember, here's the rule. 1 over square root of a, you can write down square root of a over a, right? For example, 1 over square root of 7, you could say square root of 7 over 7. You can remember as a formula. If I have a 3 square root of 10, 3 you stay, then it's you see the square root of 10 as a denominator, square root of 10 over 10. So I recommend that you should remember this as a formula, so you don't have to show the work like this. And also we have 1 over, for example, square root of 2 minus 3. Then you have to use a conjugate multiply. Multiply by square root of 2 plus 3. Square root of 2 plus 3. Then we know that it's a plus b times a minus b. You will get the a squared minus b squared. Therefore, square root of 2 squared is 2 minus 3 squared is 9. Top is square root of 2 plus 3. So you will get the negative 7 square root of 2 plus 3. Look at the denominator. This negative sign cannot be denominator, so we do the negative square root of 2 minus 3 over 7. I will put the negative sign to the top. This will be the final answer. And for D, no imaginary number I in the denominator. We know that it's 3 over 2I. For I squared equals negative 1. Remember this, because I itself equals square root negative 1. That's the definition. Therefore, you will multiply by I top and bottom. You will get 2 times I squared. Then 3 times I. This I squared you can change into times negative 1. 3I. So you will get negative 2 as a denominator, 3I. Put the negative sign to the top, negative 3I over 2. This will be the final answer. Same thing. Can you remember 1 over I equals what? Say it equals negative I. If you can remember, this is a formula. In other words, let's remember 1 over I equals negative I. Therefore, for 3 over 2I, the coefficient is 3 over 2, then times negative I. You will get the answer so quickly. I recommend remember this as a formula too. When you have this one, like 3 plus 2I, and 5 minus 4I, for example. And how you get rid of this I in the denominator? We do know that A plus BI times A minus BI, right? So you will get the A squared plus B squared. Compared to this one, A plus B times A minus B, you will get the A squared minus B squared. Therefore, we use a conjugate multiply. The conjugate for 5 minus 4I is 5 plus 4I. So top and bottom, we will do this. Then for the denominator, you could see this is A, this is B. A squared is 25 plus B squared is 16. To the top, we got to do the full U this time. You will get the 15 plus 12I plus 10I and plus 8I squared. 8I squared, that is negative 8. So we combine like terms now. You will get denominator is 41. Top, you will get 15 minus 8 is 7 plus 22I. You can leave as it is, or you can separate like 7 over 41 plus 22 over 41I. Then for the exponents in the final answer, they get the rule like no negative exponents. If your answer have 2x negative third power, y is the fifth power, z we do the negative first power. Then you have changed the negative exponents into positive by doing x to the negative nth power equals 1 over x to the nth. So we have division line. Only negative exponents go to the denominator. So we have x third power, z to the first power. Top, you will get the 2y to the fifth power. Let's do one more. If I have a negative 3 x seventh power, y we do the negative second power, z we do the negative fifth power. The top, it will be negative 3x seventh. Only the negative exponents we drop down, turning into a positive like this. Some students messed up. They put the negative 3 to the denominator. Remember, only negative exponents. That's you go to the denominator so that you can change negative exponents into positive exponents. Then for B, no rational exponents. We know that it's if I have x m over nth power, we can do the nth root of x to the mth power. Therefore, if I have x 2 over third power, we can write down cubic root of x squared. And for the nth root, if your nth root can be written as this way, you have to write down like this. In other words, let me talk about that. If I have square root of 24, since for 24, I can write down two factors containing perfect square number. That's 4. 4 times 6. Since this 4, you can write down 2 square. Therefore, square root of 4, you have to take a 2 out. Then 2 square root of 6. That's the meaning for that. If you have a cubic root of 81, so I can do the cubic root of 27 times 3. For this 27, you can write down 3 to the third power. Therefore, you can simplify into 3 cubic root of 3. When you're looking for this is the nth root, right? You have to get like 2 to the nth power, 3 to the nth power, 4 to the nth power. We don't use this 4. Normally we do the, prime number. It's a nth power and a 7 to the nth power and so on. Then you check inside this nth root, this c, can you factor so that one of this number will be that factor so that you can simplify. For the square root, you will remember 4, 9, 25, or 49. That is 2 square, 3 square, 5 square, 7 square. For cubic root, you will do the 2 third power, 3 third power, 5 third power, and keep going. So this is 8, 27, 125. Just check in the cubic root, this number, can you divide it by this cubic number so that you can simplify? For number 5, for this nth root, make sure this m must be less than n. If you have like this, 6 root of x to the 7th and y to the 13. Since this number greater than 6, 13 greater than 6, so 7 over 6, you will write down 1 plus 1 over 6. Therefore, you can write down like this. For this adding, you can turn it into x to the first power times x to the 1 over 6 power. Same thing for y, 13 over 6. You can write down y is 2 plus 1 over 6. Therefore, y squared times y to the 1 over 6 power. Therefore, when you simplify, you will get the x 6 root of x times y squared times 6 root of y. So you get the xy squared 6 root of xy. That's how you simplify.